Oh, and you can't cut it. Okay, there we are.
Yes. Yes. Hello, everybody. And
Hi, Rico.
yes. And finally had the chance to talk to my friend Philip, who's in the Netherlands and is the owner of Berkey Water Filters Europe. We've known each other for over 4 years, right?
4 or 5 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I have been doing for you has been like I'm the subcontractor for Finland for the Berkey water filter systems.
Right.
And it's been a pleasure, and we have become friends, and we talk about all sorts of things. But today maybe we talk about the Berkey system, why it's good, why the waterpurifying.com, vedenpuhdistamisen.com is originally created. It was based on your product, and but maybe we just get to know who you are and how did you first. You being Canadian, how did you come from Canada to Europe, and then how did you eventually ended up being the biggest reseller in Europe for the Berkey products?
Well, that's a really long story, but I'll keep it short. Well, you know how you usually end up somewhere. It's usually because of a woman. And then you look back and you say, geez, I'm still here. So that was a long time ago. That's about 35 years ago. So I lived in Amsterdam for most of my adult life after that. And then and I had many different jobs, but before the last 8 years in Amsterdam, I ran a bookstore, one of the most biggest, what would you call it, body, mind, spirit bookstores in Amsterdam. And I ran that from 99, something like that, up until 2007. And then we sold everything, had a house, bookstore, we sold everything, moved to Crete, and lived there for 5 years. And on Crete.
Crete in Greece.
Crete in Greece, yeah, on the island. We lived up in the mountains in a small village. We were the only foreigners. And so we lived among the locals, wonderful people. And after a couple of years, I needed to do something. And when we were in the first year, I bought a Berkey filter because the water, all the locals said, oh, you shouldn't drink the water. It's just not good for drinking. We drank it, but they said, don't do that. So I was looking for a water filter, and I just ran into Berkey. And it was recommended by a few, I think there were prepper sites or something like that, people who looked like they knew what they were talking about. So I bought one. And then we used it for the first couple of years in Crete. And then after 2 or 3 years, we used it for a year or two, something like that. And then I thought, hey, this is a good product. Why don't I see if I can sell it? So I contacted the manufacturer in the States, and they said, go ahead. All right. So they were really free. It's a small company. It's a family-owned business, so it's not a big corporation. It's just normal people you can talk with.
They don't even want to promote in the Amazon. They want to do it like themselves. That's kind of like
that's true. They do have sellers who sell on Amazon, but they don't sell on Amazon themselves, and don't sell in any of the big box stores. They don't sell in Walmart or any of these big stores. They want to keep it. They sell only through dealers, people who run their own business. That's their business model, actually. And it's also not a pyramid model. It's not like Amway or something like that, where you build up this business and you have all these sellers under you. Everybody runs their own business, and so you're free to do whatever you set it up, and you do your best, and everybody sets it up in their own ways. So I set that up in more than 10 years ago, I think 12 years ago, something like that. And business started really moving after about a year or two, was really slow in the beginning, which was fine because we didn't have anything else to do, and it was just something extra. And then after about 4 or 5 years in Crete, I thought it's time to move, because if I want to grow the business, it would be very difficult to get through the Greek bureaucracy and importing into Greece, and it just didn't look like a good idea. So we moved to England and lived out in the country there for 5 years in Dorset, and business was doing really well. We could even live from it, and did that for 5 years, and then just after Brexit. When was Brexit? 2016, eh? Yeah. So a year after Brexit, we moved to the Netherlands, and now we're living out in the country in the Netherlands, and we're still selling Berkeys.
And you do it you do it with your wife, so it's a family business still. Yeah.
It's a family business. I mean, there's just the two of us. Our daughter, she lives in Albania, and so we run it with the two of us. I run the administration, let's say, and the packing and stuff like that. And she takes care of the telephone and looking after customers, things like that. Yeah.
Well, because when I was thinking what to do after my career in the real estate, I just had I wanted to have something that does good to people. So I was trying to find what is good to sell, what I can sell, like what I can put my heart behind. And it was not easy. And let's put the supplements, and the organic market was very fulfilled already and all that. And then this product came up, and I had been using tap filters for a long time already. And I was very conscientious about the health things that affect us all. And so you remember, so that's why me and my then partner were thinking, this is something we could start to promote. So it's the first time I called you. You remember that story? So
I said, go away.
I called you. You were like, So I explained my situation. You were like, I don't give a shit. I don't need resellers because it's they're going so well, and I don't need it.
It's too much hassle.
Yeah, it's too much hassle. And then you had two numbers, so I was determined. We want to sell these Berkeys, and I called the other number. So I first called the Dutch number, and then I called the English number, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. But
something like that. You were persistent.
Well, that's how you became to respect me. I remember you told it who is this guy? He's coming at me.
Yeah.
And we also.
I already told you, go away. I don't want any sellers. No.
Yeah.
But you did. But you called in a very normal way. You weren't pushy. You see, if somebody's pushy, then I'm really not interested. Just go away, leave me alone. But you were just, but I really, really want to do this and everything. And I thought, well, all right, let's try. And we had a good contact on the telephone right away, and also with your former partner. So that was good. Yeah.
I can't remember how it went. Was it before the phone call already, or was it just after, before we decided to, or you decided to approve us to be your providers? But you remember, I had already all the English letters regarding Berkey. I had translated them by hand already, and I was like, done this already. I've done this already. And then you said, I could have sent you all those papers. But I was like, this is a good thing. Well, it was before the international flu. We were just a new company, and we didn't have lots of reach on the internet, because just the website that we promote your products from. And then came the international flu, and it became really hard to sell any, because you didn't get any products even.
It was very difficult during the whole during the so-called pandemic. But anyways, yeah, it was really difficult. There was such an enormous demand for Berkeys, just incredible. And so because people were concerned, couldn't go out, they wanted to be sure that the water was safe. So it was an incredible amount of demand. So the manufacturer just couldn't keep up. So we had a very up and down couple of years.
But that's when, because one of the biggest motivators for this kind of product for myself and for my family is that it's for kind of disaster situations. It's what you need, because you can't boil everything out of the water. Like if you have dirty water and you just boil it, it will still have all the bad ingredients, although it does kill the bacteria. But so you would really want to need this, and I've had that prepper mentality for a long time. Let's put it 10 years.
Right.
And so there was like, so this is like the best known and best reputational product out there in the market, and then it's good for this prepping side of my life. So I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So how to get it out, and maybe that's what happened to people when this international flu started. They started to understand that maybe if something happens and you don't get your clean water, I would say clean water from the tap, like I wrote many articles about the tap water, it's not clean, but anyways, it's water you can drink and not get ill at least the same day. But so maybe that kind of hit people home then, that you might want to have a proper cleaning method for your drinking water.
That's just it. Yeah, exactly. I think that was when more people started to wake up to the fact that government isn't there to help you. They are there to, they're not there to help you. So the thing you have to do is be aware of that. And then you look at your life and you say, well, how can I be more independent? I mean, we bought the Berkey because we knew the water wasn't good in Crete, but also because I did a lot of research before buying the Berkey the first time, and it was obviously the best filter. I haven't found another filter which is as good as the Berkey. So that was the main thing. It just does the job.
The Berkey, best part of it, in my opinion, it purifies good. That's of course important, but it lasts.
Yeah.
So it lasts long and it's durable. So even the tap, like it's plastic in ours, it's been there for 4 years and it's still very firm. It's not clunky.
Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's robust. It can take a knock. If you drop your Berkey or if you dent it, you can still keep using it, So it's good stuff. It's actually good stuff. I also couldn't sell anything that I didn't stand behind, because then you have to sell people a bullshit story, and I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, well, that is why we get along. Basically, yeah. We don't like the bullshit.
No bullshit. And of course, people sometimes have problems with the Berkey, or they can't prime the filters, or they think that it's not working because one filter is faster than the other. But that's all right. That's normal stuff. And, always try to resolve everything so that everybody's happy, And it's an incredible, if I think about how many people I never hear from again, that's a sign that it's a good product. Most people, I never hear from them after I sell the Berkey.
I've never heard any of the people that like bought it through us, through my website, like any complaints. No. The only they've asked like how to use it. So
exactly.
Yeah, so if the priming is the thing, there's a lot of videos on my site or wherever you can watch on YouTube how to do and maintain the Berkey. And but I have to say, since coming here to Mexico, and Berkey is with us all the time, I was using the tap water here. Like in comparison to Finland, where we used it for the first 3 years, it didn't get, it was filtering all the time. You didn't have to clean it that much because